Hello, MrPokke. I had some free time today, so I did some research and made this chart to look at about power creep in the big 4 gacha game. Is that so? So what I did was go back to the old videos of all 4 gacha games, and I saw the damage difference and meta relevance / impact and cause of the power creep, and it's listed in it. Conclusion: look it up after you see the chart. Whoa. Yo, this is a pretty good clip channel video, right? Bro is personally planted by Sena clips. Alright, let's take a peek. Phase 1, nothing. Phase 2, the anomaly, Sumaru, Camellia. Phase 3, Cardia, Miyabi, Mavueka, Acheron. Phase 4, AMF, Rupture, Luna, Remembrance. And then we have HSR, Genshin, Zenless, Zone 0, and Wuthering Waves. So, oh, what is this? Amount of power creep. Did bro quantify power creep? Wait, you actually managed to find a way to quantify power creep. So there's an actual numerical value for power creep. So from what I'm getting at right now, is HSR is the highest amount of power creep, followed by Genshin Impact, followed by Zenless Zone 0, and Wuthering Waves has the least amount of power creep. From Wuwa guy. Okay, let's take a peek at what this chart actually says, right? Okay. Rank 1. Content increase of damage scaling with newer units and higher HP bosses. Rank 2. Got upped by Nuvillet, but not as bad. But Mavueka broke the damage ceiling, and now the Luna reactions breaking the ceiling again with T-Bite. Rank 3. Big jump because of Miyabi and her shielding. Now Rupture units are really good, and YSG increased power creep a lot too. Rank 4, Wuthering Waves. Game was fine in version 1 after the release of Cardia, increased the damage ceiling. Okay, ceiling. But not much even after having a full premium team because of AMF and Tomb Break, the damage ceiling increased again, but not by a high amount compared to other games. Okay, so Mr. Wuthering Wave guy, I literally just have one question for you, right? Proof? What is your proof to get and derive your value of power creep? Where did this particular number come from, right? Because this looks to be a very, very quantifiable topic, right? He has quantified the level of power creep right here. So where did you come up with these numbers? I would love to know your formula for deriving the numbers over here, right? That would be a great insight. That would be a great insight. Is bro here right now? Is Wuwa guy here right now? Where is Wuwa guy, guys? Where is Mr. KK? Oh, Mr. KK. Yeah, do you have proof? Is bro here right now? I mean, I managed to tag bro, right? How do you derive this? I would genuinely love to know how. I would love to know how. He is not here. He is not here. He saw it in a dream. I see. I see. So, I'm not, what? I'm not trusting a guy who says ceiling instead of ceiling. You know what? That's completely fair. Okay, I'm not even saying like there's anything wrong with his reasoning about it. I just want to know how he got these numbers. Right? It's like the whole, do you guys remember the little kerfuffle we had with Twitter? Bro, I just asked a question. So is E4 well 0 cost? I'm just asking a question, right? So my question right now is, where do you get these numbers from? Like, what makes you say that? For example, right? Sumeru's power creep is like 100. I guess this is 120. And then Camellia is 0 power creep. This is level 100, right? And then they'll climb that shit up to like 175. And then later on, by the time we reach here, AMF's damage is, or rather her power creep value, is gonna be at 250. Right? Whereas for the Remembrance flagship, is all the way up to 400. How does one quantify power creep? Like how? And also, if we want to think about like scaling, right? You want to think about scaling, right? Shouldn't the scaling always start from 0? Because you have to start from somewhere to increase your overall performance, right? So you start from 0, and then the next thing maybe add like 10%, maybe like 20%, right? Maybe you clear like 1 cycle faster, 2 cycle faster for the older units or whatever it's going to be. And then slowly the HP goes up. So a very, very interesting little graph. My personal opinion, though, right? My personal opinion, personally speaking, I think it is literally impossible to quantify the term power creep because it is not meant to be quantified. You can quantify HP inflation. You can quantify the time it takes for you to clear endgame content. You can quantify like how many cycles it takes for you, or how many seconds, or how many rotations, right? Like for example, one full rotation with Team A, you dealt this amount of damage. The exact same rotation, it dealt another amount of damage. Oh, MrPokke is here? Oh, he was timing for 10 minutes. Okay, MrPokke, elaborate. Please elaborate. All right. I'm gonna just play some background music, and we'll just elaborate. The number, who the fuck banned, bro? What the fuck? The number not mean much. It's just for example. So the numbers means nothing. So they are just there for fun. Oh, they're just there for fun. Okay, so what would make you say that a specific game will have a higher value than another specific game? Or is it like your feelings, like your vibes? Like you feel that Wuthering waves, you can clear content easier. And you feel that in HSR, you can clear content harder. The damage is more, and the enemies are tanking more damage. Okay, I think that is very fair, right? A newer team deals more damage, and the newer enemies have HP inflation, right? So how does one go ahead and translate that into the scaling, right? Like power scalers, right? How do you translate that to compare between all 4 games, though? Because number one, right? Different games have different income, right? Look at Genshin Impact, bro. They got no pools, bro. Bro, they get 1 pool every year, right? And look at HSR. We have 3 5-stars every other day, right? So the pool economy, I think it should be taken into consideration for a gacha game on how available it is to free to place. Number 2, it also kind of depends if you are someone that is playing that team for the sake of the vibes, or you actually are playing that team. So if, for example, I think if I were to play Zenless Zone 0, I'll probably do very badly, right? Because I am a tourist. If I were to play the exact same E0 team as someone else that plays Zenless Zone 0 every single day, I'll probably do way worse, right? The skill expression is going to be different. Same thing for Wuthering waves, right? Skill expression different. For HSR, it's actually a lot more straightforward. Because as long as you get your gears right, you get your belts, you already know how like the thing roughly goes. Unless you want to play a fucking Sena, what the fuck? You could say that the skill required for that team is a lot more manageable, right? So like different games, I just think it's very hard to say that Wuthering Waves will have the least amount of power creep, comparatively speaking. For example, Dill does 300k one turn, and then Akron does 1 million on her turn, and then Remembrance does more damage because all of them attacking compared to them. Okay, so MrPokke, this is actually a great example. Would you be surprised to know that my E2 Dill cleared faster than my E6 Akron? Will you be surprised to know that a Remembrance team is eventually gonna start facing the anti-remembrance environment? So, for example, back in those days, right? Okay, I'm exclusively just gonna talk about HSR because I don't know about other games, right? I play and know the game that I do. Back in my days, Super Break, bro, you can clear that shit with your eyes closed, bro, because you just one-shot everything. Now, it is not as much compared to last time. So you're not gonna clear as fast, but they're still clearing. So I think that is a very interesting little concept. Are we talking about the accessibility of the end game for the player base, as in like the player base can clear? Or are you talking about I want to clear as fast as humanly possible? That is my point. The more game progress, the more damage we need to do. So character gets stronger compared to older ones. Okay, I agree. But if the game gets more HP sponges, right? Because it's a gacha game, bro. It's not like League or like esports where you like go up against like different players, right? You're ultimately against like a PvE boss that the game designed to sell their units. And at every single point of these like new bosses, right, when they progress and all the damage, right, it all will cater to that new team because they made this artificial difficulty gap where if you were to use the new units, you will do more damage. Plain and simple. The elation shield for the punchlines, right? The remembrance shield for the HP shielding, right? The super rate multipliers, right? The DOT for a period of time, right? And then the moment they go away, it's like, oh, it goes away. But my main point is more so like, even if you are no longer clearing as fast as this new unit, it doesn't mean that your old teams just died. Because people are still clearing with super rate till this day. I mean, hey, people can clear with Akron, right? People can clear with E0, S0, heard up. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that are clearing like all sorts of crazy out where it comes. The possibility is always going to be there. But it's just ultimately, do you as a player want to go about that way doing it? So, yes. Corretto gets stronger compared to other ones. This is not about clear or not. It's about how much damage we need to do to kill the boss and how fast they do it. If this is the definition, right? Why does Wuthering Waves? Okay, I can't say about Genshin and Wawa. All right. So enlighten me. Why do you feel Genshin is that much higher than Wuthering Waves? Specifically for these two. Because I know that, okay, you're saying that it's not about how you clear the boss and how fast you do it, right? My reason for HSR is I just explained. All right, Remembrance cleared super fast. They have the highest vertical investments and they have the show environment. Now the same thing is going to be happening for the elation units. Eventually, it is not even fully fleshed out because you haven't gotten the elation sustain. And then when the elation shield goes away, it will be the next version, and the next version, and the next version. There will always be that one main team that clears the fastest, but all other teams, you are not going to be dealing as much damage compared to the current rate up because they are not elation. So it is just that simple. So like, if you want to enlighten me, why would Genshin and Wawa have such a massive gap? Because I do think that they are both pretty, they're not the same game, obviously, but they are pretty similar, right? They are like open world games. They have the tower, right? You have the timer on the end game boss, and I'm a tourist for both games. So and then what to do? And then what to do? the damage difference is not that big between who and who. In Wuthering Waves. So the damage difference is not that big in... Okay, can you list like specific example? I'm assuming you're talking about like whether or not you run AMF with like no AMF teams compared to like whether or not you run like, I'm guessing like Kalambina and like non-Kalambina teams, right? The difference of both games. This chart also ignores the real world time in terms of patches for randomly defined pay phases compared to the actual years, and Wuthering Wave is higher. I see. In Wuthering Waves, Yao does 500k and Cart does 600k and AMF does 700k. Okay. Okay. So I'm guessing in Genshin, the difference is way bigger. I'm guessing Yao is like a... So version to version damage is not that difference. Like not that big of a difference. Yes. So like for example, in Genshin Impact, Nordcry is way more than Mavuega. And Mavuega was like way more than Sumeru. Like the numbers just don't like it's just a vibe, right? So maybe in Genshin this is like 500k, then it's 1 million, and it's 1.5 million. Alright? Because usually the numbers don't matter. So it's a vibes kind of thing. This chart is based on the vibes of Powercreep. It's a vibe. Just pretend this number doesn't exist. The numbers don't matter, right? It is just an overall vibe. So it's fine. I saw old videos of all characters in all games. Okay, you know what? Yo, Mr. KK. I would honestly love to indulge you, but our night's Envy story is way too fucking long. But this is a pretty interesting discussion topic though, and we are gonna share it up for the Cliff channel, right? If you want to debate with any chatters or in VIP lounge or in Discord, feel free, right? Feel free. I don't really care. But this is my viewers' opinion on the Powercreep chart for the big four. Numbers are just for vibes. Lowest is Wuthering Waves, followed by Zenless, followed by Genshin, and HSR has the highest amount of Powercreep, right? So let me know what you guys in the comments below. Bada boom, bada bing, W engagement, all right? Thank you. Also, I am 50% sure bro typed this to stall me from playing Art Knights, right? Just tell me that I'm wrong. Mr. Stream, we live in a great year of blah 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 blah. Powercreep, we are going to use it. No war to the Wuthering Wave guy. His post just reminded me to ask this question. No war to Wuthering Waves guy, I see. Whoa, full 4-star clear. Dahlia with the E6 5 cycle. Okay, very wow. Holy, a Saval clear, a QQ clear. Wow, 0 cost, 1 cost clears. That is pretty good. But unfortunately, HSR does have very high levels of power creep, so you're wrong. You have cooled your last cool, my man.